She's going to be up against Casey Ranford Norrey. I'm Tony Holgate, and Barbara Taylor's gone off to get herself ready. She'll be playing later. But now in the commentary box, and a big warm welcome back to the Ultimate Pool Elite stage, Danielle Randall. How are you?
Great, thanks, Tony. How are you?
I'm very well, thanks.
Good.
Well, it's great to have you back, and this is your first big tournament after becoming a mum.
Yeah, I'm really excited to get back playing and get that little buzz back.
Yeah, that's it. So how is being a mum?
Oh,
Hard?
it's brilliant. No, do you know what? He's actually a really good baby. Like, he's sleeping through the night and everything since he's 9 weeks old. So
Awesome.
luckily me and John aren't as sleep deprived for our tournaments.
Well, it's great to have you back and playing at the top of the game. And it didn't take you long to get warmed up, did it? Because you've already played your first group match, haven't you?
Yeah.
I heard you struggled. What score was it?
4-0.
4-0.
I know. It was a good game. I think it was a closer game than the scoreline suggests. So
No, well, from all the Ultimate Pool, it's a pleasure to have you back, Danielle.
thank you very much.
So how do you see this match going? This is Casey here. She's fairly cracking on through the balls.
Do you know what? This is a very close game, Tony, I think. But as you can see with Casey's form recently, she got to the European final against Emma, I believe. And so she must be playing very well at the minute.
Well, I have to say she looks very positive out on the arena table. If you didn't see the match before, I can tell you we had a bit of a dramatic climax with Amy Beecham beating Claire Smith in a 6-red shootout at the end. And Casey, there's Casey. Claire Smith had a couple of opportunities where she could have won the match as well before going to the 6-red. So lots of drama, but Amy did just get over the line.
So what makes this tournament so fun, though, isn't it?
Yeah.
Short format, 6-red shootouts. It's very exciting.
So is that you done for the day and you back tomorrow? Or, yeah, so you got plenty of rest now. That's why you've come in here.
Yeah, definitely. I
Is
just
this
thought
the-
I'd come down and chill out and got dragged into the commentary box.
That's it, yeah. Simon Webb was there as soon as he saw you. Oh, there's Danielle.
Yeah.
And that was that.
A little screw box shot here, get the black in the middle. And she's played very well.
Yeah, that's a lovely shot there from Casey Ranford Norrey. These matches, of course, reminder they are a race to 4, 30-minute match clock. And the way this one's panning out, I don't think we're going to see that 30 minutes nudged at all. As Daryl Hibbert, our referee, grabs the balls, ready to rack up for frame number 2. And that was an impressive start.
Yeah, absolutely. Casey's a very attacking player, and she's improved so much over the last few years. Like, and just looking at her progress and everything, she's absolutely flying. And it won't be long before she picks up a title, I think.
No, absolutely. I mean, that was positive stuff. So you're back practicing a lot now. You're getting in the hours as well as being a mum.
Yeah, luckily.
Sleepless nights.
Yeah, luckily me and John kind of share the nights off as such. Obviously, I'm on maternity leave. I'll look after him during the day, but John will take him for the night. So you go practice. So
Well, that's tough as well. I mean,
yeah.
Well, we had John actually played on the TV earlier this evening. Well, this afternoon, and he won 5-0.
Yeah.
So there's something wrong with you two, isn't there? You're not letting anybody have a frame.
I know, we've been practicing a lot together and that as well, to be fair. Like, we'll just put Theo down in the pram and he'll sleep in the pool club, so we're quite lucky, to be fair, to have
That's
that.
cool. Well, Casey there, crunching break, but lost the cue ball straight in off. That's a bad one to stomach. You practice your break, and the main thing is you want to get that cue ball away from those 2 centre bags. So our first look at Vicky Lomax.
It's just these 2 yellows down the bottom of the table. A bit tricky, but other than that, it should be a clearance.
Yeah, it's like you say, it's those 2 yellows at the bottom. Vicky, of course, an England international, one of the backbone of the England side.
It's just overhit that a tad.
It's a bit more awkward now. Depends if this yellow. I think the yellow does pass into the corner.
No. It's unfortunate.
Well, she's going to have to go up to the top now and play the 2 yellows up there. I mean, you look at the 2 yellows at the bottom, there's a couple of ways around it. You could actually play the one that's nearest the cushion and send a cue ball into the other yellow and try and roll it over the bag or pot it. And Vicky taking no prisoners with that shot.
If she did play the plan, she'd have to play soft, because the yellow that she'd be hitting would be going towards the red, so she would have to drop it in dead weight. So So she'd have to be quite nice on it, and she has. It's a nice
Just overrun it a tad. You see, there is a way you can play the plant. You can play the yellow into the cushion and then off the cushion and knock that in, but then the second yellow's going behind the reds. So that's really not... I think Vicky now is probably going to end up hanging this ball. What do I know?
No. She's had a couple of unfortunate nudges, hasn't she?
I didn't think she could play that plant. I didn't realise how... Because you can't see the perfect angle from where she had to play that plant. But it looked like she didn't have enough to get it into the second yellow. But like you say, she's had a bad bump there on that red.
You can tell by the looks on her face she's a bit frustrated with that one. Oh, is the entertainer, Vicky?
Yeah.
Not be surprised if we see some roly-polies at some point.
I'll tell you what a shot this is.
Oh, nice hit.
I think she expected that to drop in, you know. So what do you do here, Danielle? Do you sandwich a cue ball between the reds, or do you go up the top?
Lost the turn, I think. Maybe flick off the red, pot the yellow. I mean, obviously, if she comes out with the snooker, it's a tight shot to pot it.
Yeah, you want to play the loss of turn, and like you say, leave the reds in the way of getting straight to the black. And she's done exactly what you suggested, Danielle. And try and look at the angle. I think this is tough because on these tables are brand new cloth and are going to slide. Yeah. So if you play this with a bit of pace into that cushion to go straight across, you could end up going wide to the right of this.
There you go.
Like that. So ball in hand then for Casey Ranford Norrey.
Take the one on the rail first, and I fancy her to get these.
Yeah, that would be me as well. Go to the problem ball. And not only that, the little bit of security you got is because the 8 ball's this side of the middle bag. So even if she jawed this, you're not leaving anything easy for Vicky Lomax. And your confidence is going to be up if you've made an international final, you know, very recently. You've got to be confident potting everything, aren't you?
Yeah, definitely. See how focused she is in this match already. I think in these first 4s you have to as well. I think she's turned pro this year, I think. Nice shot.
Yeah, the ladies' game, the standard is getting higher and higher and higher. I mean, there's some incredible players out there, you know, yourself included, and now you're back. But it's a fair battle in the game, though, isn't it? I mean, you know, you've got Kirsty Lee, you've got Amy, yourself. I mean, Mary Talbot, she's a very good player. Great cueist.
Yeah, the ladies' standard's only getting higher. We have the French ladies.
Megan Proctor. Megan's not here this weekend,
no,
is she?
She's not here this weekend. I believe she's on holidays.
On holiday? How can you book a holiday in the middle of the when the British Open's on?
I know. I think she had it booked before it was on, but I'm sure she would have had her pill weekend.
Absolutely. Miss her out there, Irina, with the biggest, with the water container that she always goes out with.
Yeah.
It always does make me chuckle. Just needs to get the cue ball up a bit further than that, I think.
Yeah, she either wanted to get it up higher or leave herself more angle. This is a bit awkward now.
Yeah, she's made life hard for herself there when what should have been simple.
Oh, she can shoot it.
Oh. Well, will not be happy with that outcome. No double, because it's right on the knuckle of the jaw of that middle. I think you've got to come off the bottom rail. Would you play that, Danielle, off the bottom rail?
Yeah, I think so.
Or do you look to try and play safe? I don't think it's anywhere safe. I wouldn't.
Yeah, a little bit side, I think.
Yeah.
Even if she came cushion first. Not enough.
She could have done with a little flick on that.
Oh, she won't be happy after that.
Nope. And that was one that's got away from Casey. So Vicky Lomax going to level things up. And we're back where we started, all level, between Vicky Lomax, Casey Ranford Norrey. Yes, you made a bad mistake there, Casey. You had to leave one of the balls at the bottom of the table for last, because you couldn't fail to get on the black and she'll be annoyed with herself. Because she's no doubt she's a tremendous potter. But just that taking that little bit of time there to make sure. I mean, you'd have been fuming there, wouldn't you?
Yeah. I'd probably be swinging my cue about, to be honest.
Yeah, well. No, it's she's a great talent.
Doesn't seem to be affecting her too much.
Yeah, not on the outside, but I bet on the inside she's probably thinking about it. How have I just thrown that one away? 2-0 lead. Especially when it's a race to 4, because you're halfway.
Yeah.
And now you're back level now with your opponent. Vicky there checking they put the score on her side of the board. Hang on a minute. So Lomax to break.
Oh, just hit that more.
Good cue ball as well. Got it straight back to the middle of the bulk.
Lovely.
Cushioned, yeah, that's a good break. Yeah, reds for Vicky. And you can see why these three at the bottom of the table should get anywhere into the middle of the table with a cue ball. You feel that she could make quick work of this frame. And just as Casey was probably thinking she's going to go 2-0 up, she could be 2-1 down within a few minutes.
Yes, the joys of the short format.
Yeah, it's the beauty of the game, isn't it?
Just a little straight on this one. I think it easily passes to the middle. It's just come on and off the top cushion.
Just overhit that a bit.
She's got a natural angle to come round off too.
I think it's in these sort of tournaments. You want to win. You get your first win in the group, and then you. The main thing, right? Get to the knockout stage, and then it becomes stamina to win tournaments. I mean, you've won in this main arena. You've won a big title.
Yeah, it's hard. It
and
really is hard.
When it starts match after match, you don't get any break. And the matches get longer and longer and longer.
Especially because pool is such like a mental game. You really have to focus and make sure your patterns and stuff like that. It's really easy to get drained.
Yeah, it's so hard to keep it going for a whole 3 days non-stop pool.
Yeah, absolutely.
You've got to love the game, haven't you?
Yeah.
So Vicky Lomax presented with this black.
I don't think she can see any of it.
There you see, she just wants to try and come off that side rail. This is what she's looking at, and try and hit the thin edge of this black and try and pot it in the centre pocket on the left-hand side. Oh my word.
Oh, that was so close.
Well, she wasn't going for that corner, but yeah. But what she has done is block those two yellows at the bottom of the table. They won't now go into that bottom right-hand corner, so I think...
I mean, Casey could easily make the cannon off the one below the two yellows, but again, you need to still get them out away from that corner, don't you? So
the thing is, you've got to be careful, even if you play a safety as well, because it's another easy hit able if you leave down the bottom and up and downs. And I'm looking around the table now, just myself thinking, where will I put it? And I think I'd probably rather go game. The worst thing you do is you play a snooker, you know your opponent's going to hit it, and then they hit it and pot it. You think, well, why didn't I go for it in the first place?
Yeah.
That winds me up more than missing a ball, I think. Nicely controlled there from Casey. So I think she's going to do what you were saying earlier, Danielle. She's going to come down and leave herself an angle on this yellow and try and kick into the two balls and knock them out into the open. But you're never guaranteed, though, are you? They could bounce funny and you end up with nothing.
It's because the black's there, you really need to get them out as well. Seems to be.
Well, she has a bit of angle.
A little bit straighter than she probably wanted, but she's fine.
All about the kick when she goes into these two yellows. The look of determination on her face. Well, you take that.
Yeah, absolutely.
She didn't get them both out, but she's got one out and landed on the other orca one. And if anything, Casey will rely on her potting ability to get her out of jail.
Yeah.
You know, if it's just pure potting, looking at her play, I think she'll be happy.
Absolutely. She's a fabulous potter as well.
We're going to know before she does if this goes in, and that's not going in.
Commentator's
Well.
curse.
She moved. She moved off the shot. As she cued it, she moved her body to the left, which then, if you move at all, it takes the cueing arm away from the ball. And Vicky Lomax even says thank you very much.
Yeah, Casey really should have been 3-0 up here.
I'm sure that's going through her head. So no doubt we'll be seeing you out on the stream over the weekend.
Possibly, I hope so.
Yeah. That'd be great to see you back out there playing.
Thank you.
So who else is in your group then? I didn't see it earlier.
So I have fellow professional Don Wright. We've met a lot of times on the tour, and luckily I've got the upper hands in our matches. I don't think I've lost her yet. And then I've got the lovely Savannah Lowe from South Yorkshire.
Okay.
So I believe she's won a black ball event, I think. But she's improved loads over the years, and yeah, I'm looking forward to playing her.
And you can't take anything for granted, but you've had the perfect start.
Yeah.
When you open up and then let it take care of itself.
These tables are brilliant to play on. If you're not used to them,
they're an improvement.
hard.
They are a massive
absolutely.
improvement on the other tables. Do you know what I like? With the old tables, you used to have that strip.
rim.
Yeah, oh, I hate it because you cue across it. Neil Raybone actually said to me he damaged a cue when he used to break because when he broke and his cue up, he was just rubbing the cue across that strip, and it wore his cue down. Well, I said, "You're joking." He said, "No," but also the rubbers on the back of the pockets because they're flat now.
Yeah.
You know, if you do land up queuing over them, I never like queuing over them either. So, but they're such a lovely table to play on.
Yeah, absolutely. Such an improvement. I can really see the clubs getting these around the UK once they realise how good they are.
They are shifting into clubs very rapidly, I can tell you. So Vicky Lomax looking to try and get this frame on the board, get to within one of victory.
Just these reds are a little tricky.
Would you take the middle one of those three reds
Up
down to the top corner?
Yeah.
That's my immediate sort of, my eyes looked at that.
She's on the rail though as well, makes it just a little bit trickier, but because that rim's out the way now, you can cue nicely down on it.
Take that to the left a little bit. So, Casey back at the table. She's going to look to see if that's a plant. That's the first thing she's looking at with those two yellows beneath the black. We don't know. But Casey knows. Yeah, I think she's looking to see if it's a plant back into the middle as well. So, judging by her reaction, I don't think it's a planting either. But we shall see.
Yeah, it looks like it's just drifting a little bit towards the red.
And before she can even get to the plant, she has to knock that yellow in, and she didn't. I think you're going to see Vicky go full-blooded for the red down into the bottom left-hand corner.
Nice pot.
Just look where she's put the other red though. Been a bit unlucky there. Sat right behind the yellow. Does she have a bit of angle here to kick it out? Might have to borrow a tiny bit of the pocket here so it's pinching on the left hand or the right hand side.
Just have to punch it in. No, she's got that out nicely. The question is though, if the
we're presuming the black goes into the corner, aren't we? But
it looks like it's quite tied up with that yellow, but I mean, she's looking at it now.
you'd want to be looking at before, a bit earlier.
Yeah.
Well, she didn't look too unhappy with it, so that suggests that it will go in there.
Oh, she's screwing back. Should try and go into it, maybe.
That's a great shot. Great shot from Vicky Lomax. Well controlled. She's got to get the cue ball out. Dicing with death, but she's played it very well. And now this black ball to put herself on the hill for a 3-1 lead.
Looks like it flies in.
And in it goes. Classy finish there for Vicky Lomax. Just moved up through the gears. And now she can see the finishing line. But once again, Casey will be disappointed.
Yeah, definitely. It's just these short formats. It's only
Yeah, and
really
she started off so
improve.
well. That first finish, I mean, you think, crikey, she's not going to miss a ball. And then it was that second frame, not getting on that black ball, you know, when the frame was presented to her, handed on a plate. And I think that's just got in her head.
Yeah, you can see by Casey's body language here, arms crossed, she's not happy.
No. And like we said, you said earlier, she could have been 3-0 up, really, when she reflects back at it.
I mean, there's still 12 minutes left on the clock. There's still time to turn it around.
Yeah, but I just think maybe it's embedded too much in her brain now that, you know, it's not been my evening out here.
I just want to see a 6 red, to be honest.
We should have been here earlier to watch Amy.
Yeah.
Vicky just upping the break there. There's a lot more power into that one. Very good split. Obviously makes that red into the corner. A wild shot there from Vicky Lomax.
Luckily, she's tied the balls up in the bottom right corner.
Do you let it get to you sometimes when you're playing, if you're behind and you've made mistakes?
I used to be honest. I think my temperament used to be really bad, but I've been working on it a lot lately during practice and stuff, and it doesn't seem to bother me as much. I think you just kind of have to focus on the present and just say, look, there's nothing you can do about it now. Just try and turn it around instead of dwelling on the past.
I'll tell you a person that doesn't give anything away when he's sat in the arena is your other half, John.
Yeah.
Nothing.
Nothing.
I always look when I'm commentating on when he's played in the pros and just nothing. But it's brilliant because your opponents can't feed off anything.
Yeah.
And he's so relentless when he gets going as well. You know, he's like a juggernaut.
He is, definitely. He's hard to read.
Yeah, he's some player. I'll give him that. Well, what's Vicky left there?
I think she's played the right shot. I mean, this table's still fairly tied up. This kind of way it's just kind of forcing her to move the yellows.
Vicky Lomax would love it if there's only about 3 minutes left now on the clock, because that would be perfect with a scruffy frame.
Yeah.
To be fair, you could play the plant with the yellow that's just left of where you're at, the balls into the red and yellow there. This plant as well. I'd like to play that harder. Get the other yellow out as well.
Is she having a look to see if she can play yellow off yellow? I don't think it goes.
Gentle roll into the middle. I know with these Russell Apollos you can attempt these from very tight angles into the centre pockets. Brilliant.
Oh.
Now then, if she plays off the yellow and sends a cue ball into the red,
Yeah.
and pots it with a cannon, but you just got to be mindful where you leave your yellow here. So you want to skim off it and just bring it out a little bit, and then where you'll have either a long shot into the top left, or if it comes out far enough, you might have a chance in the middle.
Ah, lovely.
Played it very well.
Just one good pot.
And she's picked these off like a surgeon. Big pot required now for Casey Ranford Norrey to stay in this match.
She's looking at playing it top.
She's going top left. That is a super pot. And she has been very, very unlucky there. And it sends touching ball as well, so she's got to play away. The only good thing is she's deemed to have hit that first because she's touching ball, so she could have a good swing in the arm at this, and I think I would. But she's got to be, what have I done to deserve that? After such a good finish, and it was going to be one of probably the best finishes I've seen today.
Tell by her body language now she's not happy.
No, I mean she just feels like the world's against her at the moment.
Yeah, it's hard when you're chasing as well, especially with the match clock and you're under that bit of pressure and you feel like you have to do something, you have to make something out of it.
Well, you look at it now, we're coming down to the last 8 minutes, and when we get to 5, if we do get to 5, it will be 15 seconds of shot as well. So Vicky doesn't have to push. She can take her time, and all the time she's at the table, she's eating away all of Casey Ranford Norrey's chances. But now looking at Vicky Lomax, she has seen the finishing line ahead of her. Not bothered about the clock. Just knock these balls in, knock the black in. Job done. Go and get some rest and get ready for the next one.
Yep.
More determined look on her face now. Hit a bit firm and a bit thin.
She just wants to make sure she doesn't leave Casey a shot that she could play black off the side rail, off the red and in the pocket.
That's immediately what I was looking at there. I thought, well, that's the only shot that Casey's going to get if left.
She could snooker with this red. Need the cue ball on top cushion.
Well, she's just opted to leave Casey the shot you suggested, which is to play the black into the right-hand rail, come back and into the bottom red out of the two, and try and knock it in that corner pocket. Big shot.
Tricky shot, yeah. But
do you practice all these sort of shots at home when you're practicing? Do you set the balls up in these sort of positions? Because it's amazing how many times you need to pot a ball like this.
Yeah, absolutely. I do sometimes.
Well, she went for the double.
I do more kind of shots where I try to come off jaws out snookers and stuff like that. I quite like them.
When I did practice it. One of the few things I did practice is potting balls out of snookers, because I generally would fall over on the finish and I'd get snookered to death. And it's true. So I'd spend most of my time getting out of snookers. So I thought I'd better practice it. But it's amazing the amount of times you do have to play so many shots off rails, off balls, and cannoning around the place. And
nice shot.
Vicky Lomax now with the big chance.
She sees the finish line.
These two balls for the match.
Oh, Vicky.
How quick did she hit that?
Yeah.
I mean, that was very quick, wasn't it?
A bit of adrenaline, I think. How long's left on the match clock? Oof. She gets this and 5 minutes left. I see 6 red.
Well, I'll tell you what, it's a very similar scenario that we saw earlier with Amy Beecham and Claire Smith, and she has got it. So it's 3-2. So the one that Vicky should have won and has thrown away is very similar to what Casey did earlier, and we could be looking at 6 red. Look at your face.
I get so excited. I just love 6 reds. I think they're brilliant. Obviously, it's horrible.
Do you like playing
them? I've only played 2 out in the arena. Luckily, I've won. But
myself and Barbara Taylor discussed this in the previous match, and she said everybody hates the 6 red.
Yeah.
Except Danielle Randall.
It is a horrible way to lose a match, I'll be honest. But I mean, yeah, it's a bit of fun, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. It is when you're just a spectator and having to watch it. I wouldn't like to be out there doing it. I think you've got the energy for a start. So Casey all smiles now.
Yes, I think Vicky will be feeling that one. It's amazing how quickly it can all switch.
Well, she gave the break some still. That's a great break.
The cue ball's just stayed there in the middle of the table.
That's the perfect break for me. If you just get it to bounce up a little bit and stop dead. Tom Cousins went through a year of doing those, where he just bounced the cue ball up, but he bounced it about 10 foot up in the air, but he just stopped it in the middle of the table.
It's just been a little bit unfortunate not to really be on an easy shot.
And there's the
I'll
bell.
take this one down the rail.
15 seconds a shot from now on.
Yeah, nice shot.
Do you like the 15 seconds a shot?
No. It's just like, I feel like when it's 15 seconds, you just have to go with your gut instincts and like take whatever shot comes to you first.
Yeah.
Like for me personally, I think I'm quite a slow player. I like to take my time and really think about it that bit.
I wouldn't
more.
say you're a slow player, but I don't think you haven't got a chance to be a slow player even when you're playing in the normal one on the women's pros,
Yeah.
which is 45 seconds, isn't it, to start with at the start of the match.
Is it? So it was 30 seconds. Maybe it's 45. That'll tell you how much I know.
Been out of the games this evening.
Yeah. Baby brain, just have zero memory. It's just chasing these yellows a little bit.
Yeah, that's not ideal at all. See, the thing is as well, is if she lets Vicky back to the table, Vicky can start running the clock down a bit. And I think she's fouled there. Did she push through the cue ball? Yeah. So ball in hand then for Vicky Lomax. Bit of disappointment there for Casey. I think the clock panicked her a bit there because she seemed to just jump down and hit the ball.
Yeah, she kind of jabbed at it, didn't she?
Once again, Vicky Lomax presented with a chance on. The last one was a lot easier than this, to be fair. Wants to get just above that red into the middle so she can pop it in and have an angle just to come down and play the one just beneath it. I think she's landed straight. It wasn't too bad. Just enough to give herself where she can play the shot and get the cue ball off that bottom rail and back up for the last red.
She's on
Again,
it.
the clock. Well, yeah, but
It's just that panic, isn't it?
yeah.
Once you hear those.
Well, she had
beeps.
to then. She was down to 1 second.
She's used her. Has she?
Yep,
She's used her extension, hasn't she?
she has.
Oh, great ball.
Well, this looks like
Lovely shot.
the win for Vicky Lomax. This black for 4-2. And down it goes, and Vicky Lomax wins 4 frames to 2 against Casey Ranford Norrey. She started very, very well, did Casey, but the wheels sort of come off a bit towards the end. But it is Vicky Lomax who marches on